Hello folks, welcome back to the channel. It's myself, Alan, and I'm here today to have a look at the drum machine in Cubase 14. In Cubase 13 we had the Beat Designer, which is still available in Cubase 14, and that is down here. If you go down to the MIDI inserts, and if you can't see it, you just click on this icon here and it'll open it up. As you can see, there's a drop down menu, and in it is the Beat Designer. If I open up the window, you can see the Beat Designer. I've made a video on this, but we have an update in Cubase 14. We now have the drum machine, which is, you'll see, located down here beside the editor and the mix console and the chord pads. You can also, if you click up here and this window opens up, you will see it here. And it's now up in this window as well. But the easiest way is just add a drum track, and on this, when you open up this window, it will give you the option in this menu. You can drop down, you can have a MIDI part, which means it'd be like the normal one where it'll go into a MIDI part. You'll see MIDI notes, or you can have a pattern event. So you want to click on this one and just add track, and now you will see the drum pad open up in the bottom. The new drum machine comes fully loaded with synth drums already in. It gives you a selection. You have kicks, snares, hi-hats, toms, claps, cymbals, and it also gives you a selection of percussions that you can use. And you can also use samples, where you can drop your own samples, or you can drop samples from up here in the media bay. Cubase provides you with lots of samples, and you could drop your own ones in. But I'm going to show you how easy it is. As you can see, the pads are over here. I want to load up this pad. I just click on the kicks, and it gives me an option of 4 kicks. If I just click on one, you can see the kick has loaded up here, and it's so powerful that you can change the kick, you can change the oscillator. So you can really tune your percussions and drums to whatever sound you want. You can change the color. In here, I can change the click. I can change the color. So it is really, really powerful. I can add decay here with the pitch. I have an envelope, which I can change, as you can see. I also can add distortion. And also I have the amplifier. I can add in, as you can see here, I can pan left, pan right. I can add delay. I can have reverb. Not only that, I can also go up here and I can layer it. I can add another kick in and have 2 kicks, and I can control the volumes of them here. So I can add a bit of delay and some reverb on that one. And to remove it, you just click on here. Let's get a snare. Let's get a clap. And let's get a hi-hat. Anyone. If I go onto the pads and I right click, and a drop down menu will appear, and here I can change the name. I can rename the pads, which I'll just call it kick. I can also go in and I can change the color, change to whatever color I want. I can do that with all the pads. I can copy the pads. And I can also move the pads, move them around wherever I want to. Press the note on your MIDI keyboard and you press the corresponding note, the C1 or D1, it will play the kick or the snare. We also have an on-screen keyboard in Cubase 14 and it's slightly changed, and if you hold down Alt and K together, it'll open and close up the same thing. With this one now, you can make it bigger, which is really good. I like this. And make sure this is turned on your speaker on the drum machine so you can hear it. And you can make the window as big as you want. And now if I press, as you can see, C1, if I press C1, that will trigger the kick and the snare. And the clap is on A1. And also, if you you can either press Alt and K to open and close this, or you can go into the drop-down menu at Studio, and you will see onboard keyboard, and that will open and close it, and that will be the same as your MIDI keyboard. So now that we have our drum pads loaded up with sounds, we can go over to the drum editor for the sequencer, and you'll find that down here. If you click on editor, as you can see, our kick, snare, clap, and our closed hi-hat is all loaded up, and we can click here to listen to them. We have this set at 16 bars, as you can see, and you can change it to whatever you want to. You can go right up to 128. You can add 128 different instruments in. So this is really, really powerful. And I'll show you, all you do to load it up is if I press play and I just add in the kick. I can change the volume here. I want to add in a snare. Let's add a clap underneath that. Let's go in and add some reverb onto that clap. So I click on clap. Let's add in some hi-hats. There's other things we can do in the new drum machine. We can change the velocity of the hits or the notes. We can add on repeats. A repeat is for the amount of times that it wants, like a snare. If you want the snare to be hit once or twice, you can go right up to 10 times. We can offset the beat. We can do probability. Probability, as I have the snare set here for 100%. So if I move this down to 59, then 59 times out of 100, it'll hit this snare. But the other 41% of the time, it won't play it. So it makes it sound a little bit more like a real drummer would. So this is a great feature in the drum machine. Also, we have the velocity variant, which we can change the volume, can change automatically going up and down. If we play it, it won't always play it at 100% or the volume that you have set. It will change it. And we also have a gate which you can use on it as well. Another feature that's in the drum machine is this little dice here, and this is randomizes the parameters. So if you have it on velocity and I change it, you can see that it'll randomize it. You can do the same with the probability. You can do it all of them, the repeats, and you can go through and you can just let the computer randomize it and pick it. And this will help you sound more like a real drummer. Up here it has the pattern. I can change it to a new pattern. I can duplicate the pattern onto pattern number 2. I'll take off this and we take off the snares, take off the hats, press play. Okay, and then if we want to do that again, we can have a third one with just the kicks. You can change it to whatever way you want to. How do we get it into our project? It's very simple. As you can see, if I click on this drop down menu here, we have 3 patterns made, 1, 2, and 3. And we're going to leave it on pattern number 3. And how do we get it into the project? Well, we go on to this here, drag pattern to project. We just drag it and drop it in, like you were using a sample. And then up here, we can change, if we click on, we can change the pattern to whichever one we want to. So if I leave that on to pattern number 3, then here I go on to pattern number 2. We just drag and drop. You can also drag it out and multiply it. The next one we can drag out again, and we're going to change, highlight this, and we're going to change it to pattern number 1, and then we'll just drag that out again. We drag it. Now we put that on a loop. So it's very simple to get started, up and running. But Cubase, as always, comes with a whole arsenal of ready-made drum beats for you. So let's have a look at them. So how do we load up presets in Cubase? It's very simple. If I go up here and I click on this, I can load a track preset. And as you can see, Cubase gives us a lot to choose from. If we just stay on this dreamy eyed, I'll just click on that. And as you can see, it'll load up. And this is the same with the editor. And in this, I can just make a drum beat. One of the great new features in the drum machine in Cubase 14 is that we can play our drum sequencer and while we're playing it, we can audition other drum parts for a swap. And if I go back to the drum machine, and I'm going to just click on the kick here, what I want to do is, if I go up to the media bay, I'm just going to type in kicks, and it'll give me a selection of kicks. If I want to play the kick sample while my drum beat is going, what I need to do is I go up here and click on the hot swap preview pad, and once you have this connected or clicked on, whatever kick I hit or choose here, it will automatically play in our pattern. So if I press play, like I said at the start of the video, you can also drop your own samples in, as well as samples from Cubase CUs from the media bay. And I have one here which is just a pop electric guitar in B minor, and I'm just going to drop this in. I'm just going to change it where the crash is, and I'm just going to drag that over and drop it in here. And as you can see, the sample has now appeared if I press it. But I only want this small. Now we have our guitar sample. I'm just going to add a little cut in, fade in. I'm going to add some panning. I'm going to add some delay, and I'm going to add a good bit of reverb onto it. Now we go back to our drum editor, and I'm just going to add it in. If I scroll down, I will see it here, and I'm just going to add it onto that one there. So that's how you use samples. The new drum machine is, and the sequencer is, there's so much in it that we'll probably have to do another video on this and show you all the rest of the features. It's so, like I said, it's so powerful. Anyway, don't forget, if you like the channel and you like the video, everything that I do on this channel is about Cubase. We're now up onto Cubase 14. I hope you're enjoying it, and I'll come back with, and I'll do another video on the drum machine, showing you some more features on it. There's loads of videos that I've made before, so do subscribe to the channel or leave me a comment, and don't forget to give me a like. And until the next time, I'll talk to you soon. Look after yourself.